What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with the reality of Australia permanent residency process. Watch this before you move. Before we dive in, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so I can suggest it. What we got?
Are you planning to move to Australia and get a PR? Wanna know a secret? Here's a reality. They don't want you.
Oh, dang. Okay. That's a tough reality to face. They don't want you. Okay.
Hello guys, I am Akanksha. This is Globetrotting Heels, and in today's video I am going to tell you about 7 cruel and harsh on-ground realities that come with getting a permanent residency in Australia. I've been living here from the last 5 years, and these are some things that no one told me about. No one tells you about these things. You experience them, or someone very close by who has experienced them may be telling you about it, but anyone else? Nope, they don't tell you. But I have taken this task and I'm going to share these personal experiences that I think everyone should know when they are moving to Australia to get a PR, and no one tells you. I swear, these are things that I wish I would have known. It would have made life so much easier, but here I am. And don't worry, I'm not changing my niche. I will still be making travel videos like normal, and I will still be sharing all the travel updates, travel vlogs like I usually do. These are some videos that I decided to make because I wanted you all to know more about me, my life in Australia, what I have faced, what are my experiences, and learn from it. I just want you to know a little more about me, share my life updates, because I think if I share so much about myself on Instagram.
That looks so good. God dang, that looks so goddamn good.
And YouTube, I should share this part of my life too, which I have not shared anywhere else. And it's going to be a long video, so hang in there, hang tight. And apart from that, I will also tell you some tips and tricks that can make your life easier. And if you're wanting to get a PR in Australia, these tips will help you. It's at the end of the video. So you have to hang in till the end to listen to these tips. But before that, do listen to these 7 realities as well, because this is actually some mistakes I made, some things I didn't know, some things I learned from those mistakes, and I think everyone should know about it. I'm truly happy to share these things. But someone's fire alarm went off. But I'm really happy to share these things because I want you all to know what I have faced, and I don't want you to face all of these things. But first, a disclaimer. I'm not an immigration consultant. This is not an immigration consultancy YouTube channel, but this is my travel channel. I'm going to give you my life update. This is my personal experience that I'm going to share with you. This is not immigration advice. Do your own research, learn from other videos. This is something that I faced and I'm sharing with you. So you can learn from it, take some tips, but this is not an immigration video. Okay. Now time for the video. Let's go. Australian permanent residency is a very complicated process. There are a few different types of visas that you can apply for, but to be eligible for PR, you have to nominate an occupation which is in the skilled occupation list of a particular visa. But guess what? Even though you are eligible for an occupation in the occupation list, there is no guarantee that the occupation will stay in the list by the time your application is ready to be lodged.
Oh wow.
Australian immigration add or remove occupations as per their wish and without any prior notification. If an occupation gets out of the list, there is no guarantee it will come back. It happened with me when I came to Australia. My occupation after I was supposed to finish masters, which was like 2 years from the day I came in, was intelligence officer or policy analyst, or like there were a few different occupations in the list. In 2017, they removed those occupations, all of those occupations, and it has not come back yet. I'm still hanging in there, waiting for the occupation to come back, and I'm not eligible for PR, basically. And if that is not all, the points the people are getting invitation are so high, it sometimes feels like a math exam. where you cannot score 90 no matter how much you try. Like the scores have gone so high. I mean, people are getting 90 points, 95 points, 100 points, 105 points. Like this is the last 190 invitation round, and look at the scores, look at the points people have gotten their invitation in. This is unachievable. This is insane. I mean, it's just so annoying. Like you try and then the points keep on going higher, and it's just frustrating when you can't reach those points. Talking about studies, there are
I can imagine, and that would suck. Like to go to school, get your degree. You come from a different country, you want to stay in Australia, so you want to apply for the work or skilled workers visa. But then as soon as you finish your degree in one of those skilled positions to be able to get a permanent residency in Australia, for them to remove that skilled position would absolutely suck. That would be tough. I'd cry. I would freaking cry. But I guess, I mean, Australia is just like, hey, we already got enough of this people in this area. This is what we really need for our economy to continue to progress, or for our country continue to progress and prosper. So I guess, I mean, it's supply and demand out here.
Certain education consultants and agents who sell you the study pathway. So they tell you, you study accounting, you study engineering, you study IT, you study medicine or whatever, or become a nurse or social work. These are the famous ones, okay? And as soon as you finish your studies, you will get your PR. Like PR is in your hands. That's what I was told. That PR will be in your hands, and you'll be like sorted for life. That's all you have to study, and they give out PRs like that. But let me tell you, that is not the case. And if someone gives you this advice, you know what you have to do? Throw it in the dustbin. It doesn't happen like that anymore. A lot of courses that are sold to students as a pathway to PR, like HR, MBA, engineering, IT, accounting, are either not on the list or have points so high that it's unachievable. You will be stuck in the pool forever. And don't even get me started on the topic of migration agent.
God dang. So study path is not the way to go either. Don't listen to it when they tell you, hey, you study this, get your degree in this, PR gonna be right in your hands. Don't listen to that information.
Or immigration consultants, or whatever you want to call them. There are two kinds. There are migration agents and immigration lawyers. I'm not talking about immigration lawyers. I'm talking about migration agents, because half the time they don't know what they're doing, or they know what they're doing and they just don't care about you or your future. Most of the agents that are sitting there in their little offices are just there to take your money. And this is my experience from tons of agents. Like tons of people told me tons of different stuff just to sell their products. I mean, imagine, I was studying in the Faculty of Arts. I told them that I have cybersecurity as one of my subjects, 4 units. They were trying to sell me professional year in IT. But they were like, yeah, do professional year, you would get 5 points towards your PR. I mean, it would not make sense. They would not accept it because it's not related to my course. Why should I do that? Why should I spend so much money behind a professional year? It's expensive. It's $14,000. I don't need that, and I need people to tell me that I know.
Nah, not for 14K, can't do it. Not me, not I.
Don't need that. Don't do it. But they sell you anything or everything they can just so that they can make money. So my suggestion, if you really need guidance or help, if you're in India, go for British Council or ITP, or if you're in Australia, go towards a certified immigration lawyer. They will charge you more money, but they know what they are doing and what they are saying, what the laws are, and what you have to do to be legally staying in Australia or whatever your situation is. They will guide you the best. That money is worth it. Don't hesitate towards that. Especially don't go for people who are offering free consultation. So if you still choose
So immigrant lawyer over migration agent. You want to make that move? Don't go to the migration agent, to an immigrant lawyer.
the study pathway, you will need to get your skill assessed after finishing, which is another drama at another level. Every skill assessing authority has their own rules. So
Oh,
skill
wow.
assessment is basically making sure that what you have studied is equivalent to the Australian qualification level. And in my case, I had to get skill assessment from Vet Assess. And this is the funny part. In order to get your skill assessed, you need to have a highly relevant qualification, a bachelor's or a master's degree, and 1 year post-qualification work experience, which is not a requirement from Department of Home Affairs to be eligible for PR. But Vet Assess requires this, which I find is totally twisted, because if the immigration doesn't require it, why do you require it?
I swear to God.
It doesn't make sense. If I've studied something, you just assess it whether it is equivalent to the Australian level. Different skill assessment authority have different rules, and if you can't get your skill assessed, you cannot apply for PR. Also, studying in Australia only gives you 5 extra points towards your PR application.
Oh, wow.
Skill assessment, nominating occupation after.
So yes, so the different skill assessment or different assessment authorities got different rules, or that doesn't make. I don't understand it, but I don't know nothing about how America's policies work when it comes to migrating to America or trying to get a permanent residence in America or any other country. I don't understand like all the visas and everything that are required with any of this, but the way she describing it, it seems like a skill assessment authority should all follow the same rules, and if like you don't need it to be able to come to Australia, if the government doesn't require them, why I got to do it for your authority? I don't know.
After this, there is one more requirement, which is the mandatory requirement of having adequate English language competency. So you have to appear for IELTS or PTE testing, which are 2 different types of testing bodies who assess your English language. And guess what? Your IELTS PTE results are only valid for 2 years, which does not make sense. According to them, I would forget how to speak, read, write, or listen English in 2 years. This is so dumb. Actually, it's not dumb. It's a money-making process. These tests are not cheap. Like, you end up spending $300 to $400 every time you appear for the tests for every 2 years. And I mean, imagine for every visa you're applying, which is like 2 years later or something, you have to appear for an English test because it is a mandatory requirement for every single visa. It is just so annoying that you end up spending so much money behind this. If I'm spending $300 on a test, I would at least expect a validity of 5 years, if not more.
I swear to
Clients have more
God.
warranty than that. The government has reduced the immigration
I
cap
agree.
drastically over the last few years. The current annual cap for 2021 to 22 is 160,000 applicants, and this cap was reduced from 190,000 places to 160,000. And although the numbers have increased in the skilled occupation category a little more, but the annual cap is still the same. These are the current numbers from the latest budget, and it's still not enough. There are so many people waiting in the pool to be invited to apply, and it's just insane how they have opened applications for offshore. I mean, what I think ideally should have happened, that the onshore and offshore applications should be separated out. But now everyone is in the same kind of pool, and a lot more people from offshore are getting invites, which I have no problem about. Like, I'm so happy if you are sitting offshore and you are getting an invite to get a PR in Australia. But what I'm saying is, coming here as a student and then just waiting years and years to be invited at least, it's just frustrating. And then you get into the competition with people with more experience from offshore who have not spent any money onshore. We have paid taxes, we have stayed here, we have spent money on Australia towards Australian economy, and we don't get any leverage. So that's the bad part. Okay, last but not the
She do make a good point on that, and everything that she said, I can definitely agree with her. That sucks. I didn't know it was this hard. Like, I didn't know, like, getting a permanent residency was this hard. But, I mean, Australia's a great country, and I'm sure there's many people that want to move there. So, and I understand they can't accept everybody that wants to move there. But I didn't know it was this tough.
least, getting a PR in Australia is a super duper expensive process. I have shelled out at least $10,000 towards visas, agent fees, insurances, formalities, assessments, medicals, whatnot. So if you do plan to come here, taking the study route to come here, I would ask you to think twice before doing so, because you'll end up shelling out so much money and paying massive taxes, putting your skills to use, but would cry for a PR. And it's just not me. There are plenty of people who are still in this situation who are planning to move back because it's just not happening here. Unless your PR points are more than 85, that also depends on the kind of occupation you are applying for, then you might have a chance of getting a PR. But it's not guaranteed, and it's a long and expensive process. Maybe the immigration landscape will change, maybe not. You can never trust the Australian immigration policymakers. They change stuff like that overnight, and there will be no intimation before it happens. And I'm not saying that Australia is a bad country. It's the most amazing place to live with the kindest of people. But don't base your decision without doing your own research, and don't rely just on immigration agents. Consider everything. Take all the things that I told you into consideration before making the big move.
Yeah, point blank period about that. If I give you $10,000, bro, I'll best be guaranteed a goddamn PR. Ain't no way on earth I'm shelling out $10,000 and I'm not guaranteed I'm gonna get permanent residency. You better make sure. You better make sure you can get a goddamn residency if you're gonna shell. We're gonna go ahead and end the video right there, but dang, it just sounds like a very difficult process. So I just say find a good immigration lawyer that's gonna give it to you straight, and that's gonna give you the best chance of getting a PR. But that's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. It's your boy D Neal out.